Improved Production Car Racing, proudly presented by WA Hino, Night Group, and BM Graphics and Promotions. Street Cars Racing, proudly presented by Pool Edge Systems Australia.
For their last run of the day, 12 minutes plus 1 lap for production cars, improved production and street cars, brought to you by Culture Fitness WA and Culture Fitness WA Hino and Pool Edge Systems Australia. And on pole position after taking out race number 2 will be Nick Middich from Ben Peachy, and a good debut of the brand new car, the 180SX, the Nissan, jumping from a Datsun to a Nissan. And on the second row will be Peter Callow in the R32 Nissan Skyline, and alongside him will be the Subaru, the four-wheel drive car number 195 of Joseph Karukin. Then we have the BMW of Pavey, Neil Pollard in the Honda Civic up there in the top 6, Jimmy Gallen in the Mitsubishi, Phil Kraus, Cameron Burns up there in the top 10, Sheriff in car number 77, then Jared Carey. We go on board with car number 56 of Rob Lansmere, and Rob driving the Toyota 86 as we see him just feverishly trying to get some heat into those tyres and brakes. He's coming up and over the top of the hill at the moment. Then we have Damon Croxon, Poole in his first event at Carco Raceway today in car number 25, the Holden Tirana. The Corvette with Zoccoli, car number 95, Woodhead in the Mini Cooper S. Then Laurie Whitholm, Tim Riley, James Russo, Madison Galton, car number 24, and then the L Cove in 36, D'Souza in 123, and I don't think Steve Turpin will be making a start in this one. So a quick look towards the back of the field, and I can't see the Holden Commodore out there anywhere. So bad luck for Steve Turpin. I believe that car failed after qualifying earlier this morning. And then we have Ashley and Charlotte Cove rounding out the field in those beautifully presented Hyundai XLs right down the back of the field. A great interview given by the girls as well. A bit of an insight into the Cove's family and their racing aspirations. All eyes down on the front row. This could be a ripper race here with Nick Middick and Ben Peachy on the front row. And the second row is pretty good too, with Peter Callow and the four-wheel drive Subaru of Joseph Karukin. The red light's on, revs rise, and away we go here at Carco Raceway. And look at the jump from Joseph Karukin. That's exactly the start that we were looking for in race 1 and 2. He's been able to pull it off this time and takes the lead from position 3 to 1 before they got to the first corner. Great start from Joseph Karukin. Nick Middick all over the back of him now in car number 996, the E36 BMW, and Nick looking for a run around the outside of the BMW. That's not going to happen on cold tyres, so decides to tuck back in and have another attempt later on. Ben Peachy unfortunately dropped off the back of that pack. Peter Callow got in front there for a split second, and then Peachy able to take control again. As we go on board with Rob Lansmere in the Toyota 86, down there, shifting down through the gears. He's right behind Sheriff at the moment in what looks like a Rick Gill saloon car. I'll have to try and confirm that one for you. Rob Lansmere, a very experienced driver in the Toyota 86, just flexing the fingers there from hanging on very tight around turn number 6. Gives the fingers a little bit of exercise as he goes down into third gear now. Hard on the brakes, turns it into the right-hander at the bottom of the hill. Tries to keep off the ripple strip, just gives it a bit of a touch with the front left, and carries on down towards turn number 1 for the second time. Look at this battle with Pavey and Peter Callow. The BMW and the R32 Nissan Skyline. And then we have... sorry, I've just been told that is actually Rick Gill out there in his saloon car. So doing a great job out there in a different category today is Rick Gill in car number 77 as he comes across with Landsmere not too far behind. But Joseph Karukran, man of the match at the moment, he's actually lost 2 positions. He was in front on lap number 1, but now starting to suffer at the hands of Nick Middick and also Ben Peachy. As they run up the inside of Peter Callow, and look at Jared Carey. He's trying to sneak through on Chris Pavey and gets the job done. Pavey fighting back on the outside. Carey goes to the inside in the Chevrolet-powered Nissan 350Z. Goes right up besides Joseph Karukin and gets it done. Karukin slots in the middle of Carey and Pavey. So into turn number 4 is the R32 of Peter Callow. Now Peter was trying to chase down Jared Carey. Now the role has been reversed in this one with Carey trying to chase down him. So down into turn number 6, it's Peter Callow by 3 or 4 car lengths over Jared Carey. Again, Jared's got the headlights on. And let's see whether that front spoiler starts to jump around again in a straight line. We saw that in race number 1 earlier today. And Karuka now getting all defensive as Pavey trying to put a move on him as they crest the hill and down into the blistering bright sunlight here at carco.com.au Raceway. You can see the shadows starting to come over the main straight here. Most of the main straight now under shadow, but coming over the back section of the racetrack, coming from darkness into that full-blown sunlight, it really gets your attention, and you've got to work out where you are, particularly when you get down into the braking area. We look for something on the side of the racetrack and we try and hit the brakes there lap after lap. And sometimes that can be very hard to see this time of the day. There's the Toyota 86 of Rob Landsmere. We've got the onboard camera inside that car as we now go on board with Rob Landsmere as he goes into turn number 4, chasing down the Rick Gill saloon car. It is one of Rick's cars, and we've got it down as Sheriff driving that car, number 77. So a 6-cylinder Ford Falcon, a straight 6-cylinder, and the 4-cylinder in the Toyota 86. So we see Rob starting to fight the car on the way out of the corner there, just trying to avoid any oversteer. He's trying to get into the slipstream of that saloon car. Of course, the 6-cylinder, a very torquey motor coming out of turn number 6, so we'll have a bit of an advantage. But under brakes, as you can see, the Toyota 86 really makes up. He's got a great set of brakes on him, have these Toyota 86s. As you can see them, the One Make Series supporting the V8 supercars again this year. As Landsmere can't do anything about that Ford Falcon. There's about 5 car lengths in between Sheriff and himself. As our new runner, our debutant here today in Poole, currently running in 13 in car number 25, and he'd be fairly happy with his efforts today. He's doing some coaching with Jeff Duckworth, and Jeff will be looking after that car and helping this new guy come to terms with Carco Raceway and of course his car itself. But he's had a really good day so far. Don't know if there's been any mechanical woes with this car, but he's been doing a great job out on the track, hasn't made contact with anybody, hasn't thrown it off the road, and that's exactly what you want on your first day of racing, to get that confidence up so you can go even quicker next time out. Car number 25 of Poole, currently in P13 at the moment. So Phil Krause and Cameron Burns just going across the line now. Actually, it looks like we may have lost Krause. No, there he is. He's just lost a couple of positions. Cameron Burns has now moved up into 9, Sheriff into 10, and Landsmere in 11 in car number 56. It's the little Mini of Woodhead, car number 98. And Laurie Whitome in the Mazda RX-8. They move up through the S's, the left and the right hander there. And you can see the slight elevation change as they come up towards the right hander, where the cars have a tendency of getting very, very light across the top of the hill. And there's somebody gone, and that's the Mini. That's a big roll over there on the middle of the track on the exit of turn number 4. Sorry, it's on the entry of turn number 4. And Woodhead looks like he's okay. He's actually rolling the car out of there. So he's managed to keep the car running and driving it out of harm's way. A very scary moment there for Woodhead in car number 98. And it looks like we're going to continue racing. There's no need to throw a yellow. He's well and truly out of harm's way, actually making his way down to the V8 Supercar pit area, coming down the side road. But it's all Nick Middick at the moment from Ben Peachy. Peter Callow moved up into 3rd. Jared Carey in for 4th at the moment. Joe Karukin in 5. Pavey in 6, Gallen in 7, Neil Pollard in 8, Cameron Burns in 9, and Brett Sheriff round out our top 10. We are down to 60 seconds plus 1 lap remaining here for the second last race of the day. The Production Cars, Improved Production and Street Cars, brought to you by Culture Fitness and WA Hino and Pool Edge Systems. You see the blue flag on the main straight being shown to most of the runners as the faster cars are starting to come through, including this one, car number 111, the Mitsubishi of Jim Gallen. And he's got a little Honda Civic of Neil Pollard right behind him, because it looks like a big contingent of WA Improved Production drivers have nominated their interest in attending the Nationals later on this year. So it'll be great to see the WA boys, and hopefully we can bring home that number 1 plate. Back to WA as we pick with up Jim Gallen again, and he's just gone through one of the red cars. I couldn't pick that up. It was so quickly done. It was one of the back markers, and that's allowed Neil Pollard to get right up on the back of the Mitsubishi. But over the top of the hill, the torque of that turbocharged motor on the Mitsubishi just drives away from Neil Pollard. But under brakes, this little nimble Honda Civic should be able to make up some inroads into the back of Jimmy Gallen and keep the pressure on as they come down the main straight, going past car number 24 of Madison Galton at the moment in the Volkswagen Beetle. And Chris Pavey is next up the road from car number 111 of Jim Gallen. So Nick Middick coming over the top of the hill in the E36 BMW. Pretty uneventful day so far for Nick Middick, riding his E36 BMW. Comes across the line. What type of lap times is he doing? He's was out a 61.8 and now we're down to 63.1. So starting to slow down now towards the back of end of this race. I believe they'll be on their last lap at the moment. Peter Callow looking very racy now, only 2 car lengths behind Ben Peachy in the 180 XS. As they go in through the right-hander, hard on the brakes, and see what Peter Callow can do in the R32. Jared Carey a little bit too far back from Peter to be able to do anything about Peter and Ben Peachy in front of him. Fast man again. Sector 1 goes to Nick Middick in car number 996 with a 27.19. Big gaggle of cars coming through turn number 7 at the moment, including the Cove sisters. Coming across the line now and putting a lap down on James Russo. Car of Poole just going through, still sitting in position 13, then Laurie Whitome. So this should be checkered flag, and there it goes to Nick Middick in car number 996. He takes the win from Ben Peachy and Peter Callow. Jared Carey, car number 444, the 350Z Nissan, will finish in 4th place. Joe Karukin, what started off so well, he's going to finish up in 5th position now, crossing the line in the Subaru WRX. Next across the line will be Chris Pavey in car number 247, BMW, and not too far behind him is Jimmy Gallen. And looks like Pollard may have actually got in front of Jim Gallen, and he has. So Pollard takes 7, Gallen for 8, Cameron Burns and Sheriff should be next. Cameron Burns coming across the line, and somebody getting all out of shape as they come out of turn number 7, and that will be Phil Kraus getting it all sideways right in front of Sheriff, driving the Rick Gill saloon car in car number 77. That's how they finished in their final race for the day, brought to you by Culture Fitness, WA Hino and Pool Edge Systems Australia. A great run all day by our three categories combined, and turns out some fantastic racing as what we've seen all day. Don't go away, we've still got one more race to go, and that is for the 100k plate, and that is the sports cars, sports sedans and WA muscle cars. They're next out to round out what has been a sensational Super Saturday here at carco.com.au Raceway.
Thanks, Paul. I'm here in the pits, and unfortunately, I'm going to be talking to two people that obviously are part of what I would consider to be the Cove Racing family dynasty, the way it's working out, because I'm with Ashley and Charlotte. Great for you to be here, guys. Thanks so much. But we also in the family is Lachlan. So tell me, Ash, when did you actually start? When was the interest in racing begin? You started with go-karts, I believe.
Yeah, so we started in go-karts about 2019, 2020. Went into XLs about a year and a half ago. Just did some laps in that. Our brother also was doing time attack and other stuff like that, so we were passenger for him and thought we could beat him out in the car, so we decided to get in the driver's seat ourselves.
And Charlotte, do you really enjoy the fact that you're in the XL category? Because it's all about the driving skill more so than the vehicle, but you've also been invited to be part of the improved production race today as well.
I love both categories, both filled with amazing people, amazing drivers, such amazing support crew around us, and yeah, I couldn't ask for anything better.
And what about you, Ash? You're enjoying the fact you're running in two different categories? You're very different challenges, aren't they?
Yeah, they're very different. But like Charlotte said, it's a really good community, both groups, and they've all been really, really supportive of us joining.
Now, Charlotte, we've seen a lot of action on the track today for the XLs. How do you feel you went today, and what was going through your mind while everything was unfolding?
There was a lot of chaos today, lots of people going everywhere, but I think that staying calm is definitely the main thing for me. And, just seeing Ashley there, really, she keeps me quite stable, so it's awesome.
Do you find having, we talk about sibling rivalry so often, do you find having your sister there on the track, it kind of makes you feel a little bit more comfortable there?
She comforts me and she motivates me, so I love having her there, but I love, obviously, going past her, unfortunately, or she loves going past me all the time. So I love that competitiveness between our sisters. It's great.
Now, you guys actually are classical trained ballerinas. I believe there's some martial arts in there as well. You're now driving XLs in the XL Cup. Is there anything you can't do?
Probably not. Our parents have always been firm believers that we can do anything that we want, and we have done pretty much anything and everything that we've wanted to. So, racing, ballerina, netball, BJJ, to us it's all the same, and we love it all.
Ashley, if you had to pick something with ballet, martial arts or racing, what would it be?
Definitely racing. It brings out a bit of competitive self there. And it's good to race against Charlotte and Lockie and everybody else.
And when it comes to racing, which category have you got a preference for?
Oh, no preference whatsoever. I love them all.
And you, Charlotte?
I don't know. Both are amazing, both amazing communities, so I really couldn't pick.
Congratulations, ladies. You've had a wonderful day here, a real inspiration for a lot of people, especially the young people out there that might be interested in motorsport. And we do appreciate your time. That's all from us. Street Cars Racing, proudly presented by Pool Edge Systems Australia. Improved Production Car Racing, proudly presented by WA Hino, Knight Group and BM Graphics and Promotions.